It's 2026. You're not broke. You're working. You're paying bills. And somehow, you're poorer than you were 3 years ago. Not because you failed, because the system quietly moved underneath you. Most people won't notice it happening. They'll just feel tired, confused, and permanently behind. That's what makes this uncomfortable. This isn't a crash story. No sirens, no headlines screaming collapse. It's slower than that. And that's why it works. Right now matters because 2026 isn't some far-off future. It's already baked in. The decisions that decide who struggles and who survives financially in 2026 were made years ago by central banks, governments, lenders, and corporations. Most people never voted on them. Most people don't even know they happened. Let's rewind. After 2020, money got cheap. Very cheap. Interest rates went near zero. Cash flooded the system. Loans became normal. Debt became invisible. At first, it felt good. Stocks up, crypto up, real estate up, jobs everywhere. But cheap money doesn't create wealth. It delays pain. When inflation showed up, the story flipped. Prices didn't rise evenly. They never do. Rent moved first. Food followed. Energy caught up. Insurance quietly doubled. Wages? They jogged while prices sprinted. Here's the math nobody likes to say out loud. If inflation runs at 6% and your income grows at 3%, you are getting poorer every year, even if your paycheck is bigger. It just doesn't feel dramatic. It feels like friction. Now layer debt on top. Credit cards at 18 to 24%. Auto loans stretch to 7 years. Buy now, pay later stacking in the background. That's not irresponsibility. That's design. The system doesn't ask, can you afford this long term? It asks, can you afford the monthly payment? That's a very different question, and it's how people get trapped without realizing they're trapped. Here's where 2026 comes in. High interest rates don't just hurt borrowers, they slow everything. Businesses hire less, raises shrink, layoffs become restructuring. At the same time, governments are servicing massive debt at higher rates than before, so they do what governments always do quietly. They cut support. They raise indirect taxes. They let inflation do the dirty work. Inflation is a tax that doesn't need a vote. Now contrast the hype with reality. You'll hear about AI productivity, market rebounds, record profits, and those things are real. But productivity gains don't automatically raise wages, they raise margins. Asset inflation helps people who already own assets, not people who rent their lives month to month. So when the market goes up, a small group gets richer on paper. When prices go up, everyone pays in cash. That gap is the story. By 2026, most people won't be poor in the dramatic sense. They'll be something worse. Locked. Working more hours, taking fewer risks, avoiding emergencies instead of planning futures. Savings won't disappear overnight, they'll erode. First, the emergency fund, then the long-term plan, then the idea of getting ahead at all. And here's the irony. People will blame coffee, streaming subscriptions, small indulgences, not the structural math quietly draining them. Zoom out. When a large population feels permanently behind, behavior changes. Spending becomes emotional, politics get louder, trust erodes. That's not a prediction, that's a pattern. History shows it again and again. The uncomfortable truth isn't that most people will be poor by 2026, it's that the definition of doing okay has already shifted downward and we're pretending it hasn't. So here's the real question. If this system rewards asset ownership, low debt, and flexibility, what happens to the majority who were never given time to build any of those? And more importantly, Who benefits from them not asking that question out loud?